Hey gang, DVD Collector back, and you are on the Movie Reviewers 100, one of the best collaboration channels on YouTube for movie reviews, where we do themes, and this week's theme was Fantasy Week, and what better way to showcase my love for the fantasy genre than with another love of mine in film, and that's Jim Henson. As you all know, I love the Henson stuff. And this one actually is a collaboration with Jim Henson and George Lucas, who was executive producer on this, and that is, of course, Labyrinth. And that is starring Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie. And of course, the puppeteers in this: David Goles, Steve Whitmire, Karen Perrell, Kevin Clash, and of course, Frank Oz, Jim Henson, and Jim's son, Brian Henson. You don't get much more fantasy than this. Of course, this is a story of Jennifer Connelly. Her dad has remarried. They've had a child. She resents the child because she's no longer the special one. They pay a lot of attention to the kid. She's, of course, going through her teenage angst years and despises the child, but doesn't really despise it, just despises it because it's the teenage thing to do, I think, and wishes that this fairy tale would open up and take him. She wishes for the Goblin King to come and take him away forever. And of course, in the realm of Jim Henson, anything's possible, and the Goblin King shows up. The Goblin King, of course, played by David Bowie. You don't get much more 80s than this. Especially when your soundtrack's done by David Bowie, and you throw Jim Henson into the mix too. You're going to get a very visual movie. Plus, you're going to get a very 80s movie with everything that goes on. Now, of course, she has 24 hours to beat the labyrinth, get through the labyrinth, and get to the Goblin King's castle and free her stepbrother. And along the way, she meets a band of very cool characters and some not so cool characters too, you know. The visuals in this are stunning. As you guys all know, I am a huge fan of puppetry, and it doesn't really get any better than this. I do think that I prefer the story of Dark Crystal better than this, but this being the other fantasy genre film that Jim Henson did, it's still a really, really good one. A lot of the special features on the Blu-ray are amazing. I own this movie in a couple different ways, DVD and VHS, and of course this Blu-ray. And it's always been one of my favorites. I practically worship anything that Henson has ever done. The Muppets, you know, Fraggle Rock, Dark Crystal, Jim Henson's Story Hour, if you've never seen that. I was just watching some documentaries on him today. And I kind of use all of Henson's work as a study tool for what I do, even though mine is not near as elaborate or even half as cool as what Henson ever did. That's one of my ultimate goals, is to get that out and, you know, play with that and become a better puppeteer. Will I ever get noticed? Probably not. I use puppets on YouTube. I mean, I never send anything to anybody. I never reach out, but I do love the art of puppetry, and anytime I get to talk about a movie with puppetry, it really excites me. So if I can't bring horror into the mix, I'll bring puppets in. So there we go. So I guess I'm the resident horror puppet guy on this channel. If you have never seen Labyrinth, please check it out. David Bowie does an amazing job as Jareth the Goblin King, and Jennifer Connelly, very, 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 very young. And very, maybe first, it might have been one of her very first roles. But anyway, Jim Henson Company and Lucasfilms Limited did a great job presenting this, and great story, great effects, great puppets, great soundtrack, and overall great movie. So if you haven't seen it, guys, check it out. It is Labyrinth. It is an amazing film, and I'll leave you guys for everybody else's this week. Check them out and enjoy the ride, and I will see you guys later.